Good morning. My name is Richard Candia. I'm a business development director for Florida Lamarck, a corporation here in Miami-Dade County. And this is the South-Dade Shoutout. I'm a board member with the South-Dade Chamber of Commerce, and the Shoutout is our opportunity to introduce you to folks in our community that work and just contribute so much to our community to help make South-Dade the best place to live, work, play, pray, and thrive. And today we're having a revisit with a good friend of mine, my best friend, Jennifer Gerson. Jennifer is the Director of Community Engagement with Dade County Federal Credit Union. And today we're going to talk about the RISE program. Welcome, Jennifer.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me back. It's always great to come and chat with you.
Thank you. That's really nice of you. So the last time we spoke, it was an introduction to me for the kind of community involvement that Dade County Federal Credit Union does. You're at all the events, you're everywhere, and then we had a chance to talk about this wonderful program you had. Now we're going to talk about another program, and this one I'm really, really excited about, the RISE program.
The RISE program is such a great program for small business owners. The RISE loan program was created during the pandemic, and obviously it was created to help small businesses in our community make it through the pandemic. And since then, we're out of that. We're back to normal business as usual, or whatever that is today, right? Yes. And so the program is still available. We're still lending to small businesses, and this program is only for small businesses in Miami-Dade County.
So RISE is an acronym. It stands for Reinvesting in Our Small Business Economy. I didn't read it, I memorized it.
Reinvesting in our small business economy, yes.
What does that mean for you? What does that mean for Dade County Federal Credit Union?
That means getting out there to the true small businesses in every part of the county. We help businesses in the south part of the county as well. But we define a small business as a business with less than 50 employees, less than $5 million in gross annual sales. And they have to be in business for 2 years. They cannot be a startup. And obviously they have to be registered in SunBiz in Miami-Dade County.
Okay. You mentioned this is a partnership. This is a partnership with...
So this is a private-public partnership, a P3 partnership between Miami-Dade County and the credit union. The credit union administrates the loan fund for the county.
That's a get.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So we take all the applications, we do it from, start to finish, where once they show interest in the loan, the first step would be fill out an interest form on our website, risemiamidade.com. And once they fill out that interest form, one of our lending specialists will get back to them within 1 business day. We will vet them with kind of the same qualifications that we just spoke about. And once we confirm that they are eligible to apply for the loan, they'll send them an application and a couple other documents, and then they will work with them hand in hand, hold their hand. We understand small business owners are great at baking cupcakes or mowing lawns or putting in cabinets, but they're not necessarily great with banking and paperwork and accounting. So we really hold their hands. We've created templates to make things easier, fillable PDFs. They could really just do everything from their phone if they're busy and on the streets and doing what they do best.
But is there a portion of that process where they do come into the bank?
They don't have to. No, the credit union, yes. They don't have to until they are approved and it's time to close on their loan. They do need to have an account with the credit union. So we try to set it up where they have an appointment to come into the credit union. So we're ready to help them. They don't need to wait because we understand that they have busy schedules. And then once they open their account with the credit union, we will fund the loan in the same day.
It's a wonderful opportunity for a small business to help formalize their process. So what started off as a hobby, what started off as I need to make some extra money for my family, all of a sudden it's getting kind of large. Now I need some help. So open up an account, start engaging with the community. What can these monies be used for?
The monies can be used for anything they need. If they need working capital, they need to expand, they need to buy inventory, they need to pay off higher interest rate debt, or if they need to, increase their staff, whatever they need. We ask them what they use the funds for. However, we don't really monitor that. We are giving them these funds because we understand that maybe they're trying to scale and get bigger. Maybe they need to hire that additional salesperson. So we're just there to help them get the funds that they need, and we let them allocate it as they see fit.
We are 5 minutes in, and you've blown all my questions. So we're gonna have.
So sorry.
That's okay. But because it's exciting. It's exciting. There are very few straight up opportunities where a small business owner can go in, speak to somebody, and actually get help. They can. How long does that process take, for instance?
So it can take the typical file takes about 30 days. Obviously, it's as fast as the business owner can get back to us. Sometimes they're too busy to get us the documents that we're waiting for. So we have closed a loan in as fast as 7 days, and we've closed a loan as slow as 6 months. But again, it wasn't because we weren't being responsive. It was because the business owners are just busy doing what they do.
And if it's January and I start off the application, is there an end time? Does it elapse? Or do you hold it open for how long?
So a credit report will only last 60 days.
There we go. Okay.
So if we pulled your credit and
That's
it's gone
responsibility
beyond
thing.
60 days, we'll obviously have to pull it again. But we actually keep a whole file of inactive files. So if you started the process, then got busy or sidetracked, we can go back and we save all the documents we've already collected for you.
And it's also good to know things change in a business. The business cycle changes. So business owner, if you are good now, you may not be good in 6 months. So,
or if you weren't good in 6 months, maybe you're good now.
Exactly. So
we'll also coach people because we'll see if you have to have a minimum credit score as a business owner of 620 or higher.
Okay.
And if they're not quite there yet, we'll coach them. We'll send them to our Green Path Financial Counseling, which is our nonprofit partner that offers free credit counseling, and help them get there so that when they do get there, we can take them along.
Okay. Got to slow you down because the excitement is showing. The excitement is showing. I'm a business owner, and I'm trying to. I need to buy some equipment to grow. What's the maximum amount of the loan?
The maximum loan is $75,000.
Let me ask you about the terms of the loan.
The term is 5 years, and the rate is prime minus 1%, and it's fixed for the repayment period.
Prime
minus 1. So right now that would be 6.5%.
Nobody has anything.
No,
nobody has anything like that.
The lowest rate in town. And the other good part is we like to try to keep their payments affordable. So if you do get approved for the full $75,000, we give you the option of extending your term to 6 years to make the payments more manageable.
I have to celebrate and congratulate your office, the community engagement aspect, because it's all over Instagram. Whenever I meet any of your people, one of the first things they talk about is this, and it's not bragging; it's celebration. From day X to now, the number of applications has just kept on growing.
And our Instagram keeps growing. We have our Instagram handle is Rise Miami-Dade. If you go out there, you will see many of the
I've got names there. I got names.
Yes, I know you have some names of the Rise loan holders that have gotten the loan. We go back out and we'll do a testimonial video with them, see how they're doing, check in on them. And there are numerous videos out there of people that have closed on the loan, and you'll hear what they've done with it, how they've been able to take their business to the next step because they got this access to capital. It's real, true stories. Small businesses are the heartbeat of our county. When you drive down the street and you look left to right, it's enamoring how many small businesses there are.
And I've got questions about that for you because I want to get your perspective. I know you're not necessarily there. You've done some, but you're not there all the time. But I want to hear your perspective. But let's do a storyline here. Again, I'm a budding business person, and I want to do this. First, I need to register this business. I can't be the handyman that we have so many. So
No.
This is for the handyman that's growing.
The handyman that's growing.
Word of mouth and okay, let's become a
Right.
business.
So the steps to become a business: make sure you're registered in SunBiz. You need to be an official business with a EIN number, and we will check that. That's one of the first things that we check is to make sure you're registered in SunBiz, registered in Miami-Dade County. We also like the owners to live in the Tri-County area, so Monroe, Miami-Dade, or Broward. The business needs to be in Miami-Dade, but the owners can live in the Tri-County area.
Let's nail that down a little bit because I wasn't clear on that. the actual business activity has to be in Miami-Dade.
Yes,
But I, as the owner, can live in because people live
because
outside.
people spread out,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
necessarily live in Miami-Dade. So yes, we'll allow the owners to live in the Tri-County
How
area.
do you ascertain that the actual business is being
Sunbiz.
conducted in? I got it. Okay, Richard.
Yeah.
See, I'm a small businessman. Be patient with me. Okay? So I'm
No,
involved in
of
it.
course.
So I'm established, and you said go establish. I go, and I've been established. I have to have 2 years of activity.
Yes.
Does it matter if I've lost money 1 year and was stable the next?
So we do like to see some positive cash flow. Obviously, these are loans, and we need to be prudent, and we need to follow our guidelines and policies and procedures, as well as our federal regulations. So yes, we do need to see some positive cash flow. However, we do look at our applications from a holistic point of view. We'll keep digging and asking for more information to see where their cash flow is currently, because maybe it's better now that we're halfway through 25 than it was in 23 or 24.
That's what I need. I need you to help me paint the picture a little bit.
Yes, we'll guide the business owners to try to help them the best we can. And, sometimes they will apply for 50,000. And, when we're going through it, we try to be very cognizant that they'll be able to afford this loan payment. It's like when people go buy that shiny new car and they're like, oh, I can afford this $750 a month, but maybe they really can't. Like if their AC broke, would they still be able to afford that $750 a month? So we really try to look to see what they can afford as a payment and try to keep it towards that. If obviously they're looking for a little bit more, we'll go back and forth with them and see what their needs truly are. One of the best things I love to see is, sometimes when new businesses are starting off, business owners rely on their personal credit, or they take out these unsecured loans because they don't really qualify for anything else. So we'll take those and we'll refinance that into their RISE loans. So now they're paying 6.5% instead of 27 or 32 or whatever their credit card interest rate is.
So in the scope of the program, you're also being very creative to help business owner. All right.
Yes.
So now I've come back to you. My business has been in place for 2 years. I am billing 5 million or less, or earning net 5 million.
Gross sales of
gross
5 million
sales.
or
Okay.
less.
So I have gross sales of 3 million. Okay. So I'm doing okay. My business account is all right, but my personal account is a little shaky.
So
does that impact?
Yes. So we are looking at your personal credit because they are personally guaranteed by the owner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then any owner that has a 20% stake in the company or higher needs to be on the loan application.
Right,
so if you have 3 partners,
my boy
yes.
Chulo,
Yes,
I got to get him in here.
Yep.
He has to be on, and so his credit background will
Yes.
impact. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. That's awesome. So we've talked about the process. I've come up to you and I made a loan for 75,000. You've approved it. I'm growing. I've made 12 months, 1 year of payments, and I see an opportunity to grow again.
Come back and see us.
Okay, I can get another restaurant?
Absolutely. So after
I still owe money on the first one.
You do indeed. But after you've made 12 payments, we see you have a good payment history with us, and you see that opportunity to scale and get bigger, and you need a little bit more capital, come back to us, apply again. We'll look at it. And obviously you'll have to go through the same approval process, the same underwriting process. But if we are able to approve you for another 75,000, what we'll do is we'll pay off your first one with the proceeds of the second loan, and then you get the difference placed in your account to use it as you need to.
This is a trick question, and if you can't answer it, then that's fine. If my business, I'm doing great, and somebody else comes in and the entity itself changes, do I have to pay off the loan? In other words, it becomes...
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Because the loan's attached to the person or to the business?
To the person. Well, to both, but the person.
Okay.
It's because it's personally guaranteed.
I went through so I'm doing well, by the way. Thank you. I'm doing great. Now I'm doing great. I'm growing, and I've been able to leverage that. I know what the answer to this question is, but I want to hear it from you in the same energy that you've been talking. What are the types of businesses that you will fund? Are you looking at type of business?
We fund every industry. We fund everything from automotive to cabinet builders to chiropractor offices, restaurants, salons, spas, you name it. We have probably funded it.
So in that, with that being said, what has surprised you about? This is a really open-ended question. What has surprised you so far? In the most positive way, of the type of people that are coming for these loans? Is it just their story? Is it the type of businesses that they're in, the creativity?
It's being able to see how you make a difference in their lives, right? So these are small business owners, and they're probably putting the food on the table for themselves. Maybe they have 1 or 2 people that work for them. This is small, but it's so nice to be able to give them the capital that they're looking for to keep their business running or to help them scale their business. It truly is. Like, when you think about it, small businesses are really, I either call it the heartbeat or the backbone of our community. And we see this. We're always out there networking in the different chambers. The police are here. Uh-oh. I'm joking. No, there's some cops.
Oh, Jim. No, it's Jim.
So you see how giving them these loans impacts their community. Like in South-Dade, the smallest things will impact South-Dade in any part of Miami. But to see how this money gets put back into the business, that gets put back into the community, is hands down one of the best parts of my day.
I heard on the Instagram account some testimonials. Santana and Santana Custom Woodwork, Ice Tropical, Dazken, I don't know what Dazken does. This one surprised me. Art Paco Custom Homes.
A general contractor.
Stella's Kitchen and Bar. That guy looked cool. And then my favorite, Surfing Surprise. I like
Surfing Surfside. That was super fun. He actually gives surfing lessons right there on the beach in Surfside. And we went out there with our film.
And it's a business.
Yes, it's a business. It's like an after-school activity or kids that take surfing lessons.
So describe for me the relationship you have with Strive 305.
So Strive 305.
And what is Strive 305?
Strive 305 is one of the programs out of the mayor's office. So we work closely with Manny Sid and Anthony Bonamy. Strive 305 is a resource hub. It's strive305hub.com. And it has a plethora of resources for small businesses for them to go out and, get things that they're looking for either no cost or a low cost. And we really work hand in hand with that department. Actually, tomorrow we have office hours in North Dade and South Dade. So South Dade businesses, if you're around, will be at the Government Center in Cutler Bay all day tomorrow from 9 to 5. So if you have any questions for Strive 305 or about Rise Miami-Dade or the credit union, you can stop by and see us.
So I'm gonna go by tomorrow and
please do,
in part to see if all this is true. You're my friend, my best friend. You had me edit that. My best friend. But all this sounds too good to be true.
Come take it for a test ride.
Open a business. It sounds too good to be true for real. We hear stories about small business, the entrepreneur, the business owner, and all they have is challenges. And I don't want to make this negative. I'm just saying they're challenges. It's either an inspection, it's a DERM, it's the financial institution is not providing them with help. The clients won't come in. This sounds too good to be true, Jennifer. I'm almost telling you.
To quote Manny Sid, because I always hear him say this, the mayor's office has a policy of no wrong door. So if they come to see us tomorrow and they have something with DERM, for example, and they talk to Manny about it, he will sit there and in front of them, email the right department to get in touch with them to help them solve the problems that they have.
And think about the personalities there. Manny Sid is an ex-executive, so he's used to that kind of stuff. And then Anthony Bonamy is everywhere.
Yes.
That guy is everywhere.
Yes.
And he's all about being serviceable. So those two guys together,
a force to be reckoned with.
Dynamic.
Yes.
So the message to the South-Dade, really to all businesses in Miami-Dade County, but where's the South-Dade Chamber? We're talking about most of our members are small businesses and would qualify to look into this. What was that website again?
The website is risemiamidade.com. When you go on the website, you'll see a whole explanation of the program, and then scroll down to the bottom of the page where you could fill in your information and hit submit. And then once we get that interest form, as I said, one of our lending specialists will get back to you within 1 business day and help you start the process.
Explain to me, and you've already touched on this, explain to me the ongoing relationship between Dade Federal Credit Union and the business after they receive the loan.
So it doesn't stop when you close your loan. We are there for you. We will help you. You can open a business account with a credit union as well, and flow all of your business through the business account there. We're also about to launch business credit cards and pretty soon business auto loans. So we're trying to grow the offerings that we have. In addition to the Rise Miami-Dade's loan, we're also going to be offering other products for business owners. Because credit unions, typically, we charge lower interest rates on our loans. We give you higher interest rates on your dividends, on your deposit account. So it's only natural for us to expand our offerings to help the small business owners.
And I was like this, because I was just about to say that you're going to, it's usually more personable at a credit union. And if I'm a small business, and
you want to have that relationship.
I'm a little tentative. I just want to work. I just want to serve and I want to go to somebody and get an answer.
Yes.
Okay. Can you share with me the most interesting story of what somebody has done with those funds, if you have one?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many.
Pick one, and I'll come back to you with that. But I really want to hear. Well, then let's go with the negative side of this. What misconceptions of this loan would you like to dispel? What have you? We've talked about. Hey, this is easy. It's not. We promise. It's as good as we're promising. Have there been any misconceptions? Have there been any?
So I think, back in the past when it was more pandemic time, people thought because everybody was getting the PPP loans and they were forgiven and other loans, that they thought that this might be part of the same thing. But, these are loans that you do have to pay back.
Okay.
Think about it. When you're paying back your loan, you're allowing another business owner to get a loan too, because obviously it's a rotating fund. So, everything that gets paid back gets put back into the fund so we can do more loans for other business owners.
Got it. What are some of the more common reasons that an application gets denied?
Credit score,
okay,
or negative cash flow would be the two major ones that we see. A lot of small business owners try to be creative with accounting and taxes and stuff, and sometimes
or have it on the back of my spiral notebook.
Right. Yes.
Here.
Yes. Exactly. Or on the back of napkins. We've seen it all. But you really have to be true to how much money you're earning, because you need to spend money to make money. You need to show money to get loans. So try to be a little more accurate and realistic in your profit and losses and your taxes, so that you can get approved to get more access to capital to grow bigger.
But see that recommendation really is just good business. You're starting to get more formalized. What I'm really excited about now, you're contagious. You're really, really contagious.
Oh, I thank you. That's a compliment.
It's like yeah. If I'm a small business, I can go to these guys, to Strive 305, and I'm selling a service. I'm selling stuff. Wow, you're a small business. Maybe you should be certified with the county.
Yes, that's one of the first things they're going to tell you.
LaWanda's going to say, "Hey, LaWanda Wright, our friend.
LaWanda Wright is the best.
The best,
hands down.
I'm going to send this the best, LaWanda. You'll go get certified. All of a sudden, you start growing. I'm growing so much. It really is a one-stop shop.
Because then you get certified with LaWanda, right? And then you get a contract, but you need more funds to be able to fulfill that contract. It's the circle, right? It's the circle.
We're going to have another one of those events soon, and you definitely need to have a place there.
We will be there.
Your relationship with Strive 305, we've gone over that. What have you learned during the course of this program? You and your team, what have you learned about the small business environment in Dade County? What have you learned about the people that come to you for these loans? The people that come to us for these loans really just need a chance, right? They need somebody to take a holistic look at what they're doing. And a lot of times you have to go with your gut. You'll see these people that are just working so hard, and they need that one chance to get that access to funds that they need. And you know what? A year later, they're a thriving, growing business. And it's really nice to be a part of that has helped them grow and become successful. And I'm sorry. That's right. And they're just pouring more back into our local economy. Sure. The common trope is that a small business owner goes to an agency or to a lending institution, and it's one little thing and they get denied and they walk out. You guys don't let that happen.
We try not to. And if it does, we coach them as to go fix this, and that, or 1, 2, and 3, and then come back so that we can help you.
You mentioned a free service that you refer them to.
Yes.
They're
So
partner with you guys?
the credit union is partnered with Green Path Financial, and you can probably find that on our website as well. But for members, it's a free service to help them, increase their credit score, create a payment plan if they need to create a payment plan, and really help them improve their credit.
Wow. Okay. I'm a small business person. That always comes out wrong. I'm an owner of a small business, as well as a small business person. I'm an owner of a small business, and now I've decided that I want to become formal. It's not that I'm not paying taxes. It's not that I'm not. I just haven't gone through the steps to become a real business.
Because you've been too busy doing your business.
I've been too busy, and it's going to grew beyond what I anticipated. Good problem to have.
Great problem to have.
I can now go to this group every fourth Thursday at the Cutler Bay Government Center.
Yes.
And as a starting point, as a launching point.
Yes.
Talk about opportunities for more business within the county, or with Junior Anderson over at Miami-Dade County Public Schools, one of those. And then with you, with Dade Federal Credit Union, perhaps get this loan that's going to keep me on my toes. I have to pay the loan back, but it's giving me the opportunity to flex. And
ooh, I like that, the opportunity to flex.
You guys, prime minus 1%. Who does that?
We do.
Where are you going to?
The credit union, because we're here for the community, right? That's what credit unions are for. The credit union philosophy is people helping people. So if we're not helping our small business owners, who's going to help them?
If someone out there is watching this and listening to us and they're thinking, this sounds interesting, but I don't know if I'd qualify, what would you recommend them to do?
I urge them to fill out that interest form and let's see. And if you don't qualify now, it's not a no, it's a not now.
Are you pinging my credit report if I?
Not at that point.
No?
We'll let you know before we're going to pull your credit.
Okay. I'm trying to think of impediments, and you're just flicking them off one by one.
Well, it's been an evolutionary process of learning what the small business owners really needed and catering to those needs and altering the process to really help them. That's why we want to gather all the information we need to make sure that you are eligible for the loan before we pull your credit. We don't want to ding your credit if you're not eligible for the loan, right? And, once we find out that you are eligible and we do pull your credit, then we move on to have you give us a little bit more heavy lifting and giving us your tax returns and your lease and so on and so forth. But again, we break it into small chunks so that it's obtainable and so that they will be able to give us back the information that we need at that point in time in a timely manner. And then we give them the time that they're in underwriting, which is typically 5 to 7 business days, to get us the rest of the documentation. And we give them that list the minute it goes into underwriting, so they have that week to put it together.
I'd love, and I know you don't have this, I'd love to know how many South-Dade, and using our boundaries, how many South-Dade businesses have taken advantage of this opportunity. What I am heartened to hear is that the monthly presence that you have is in South-Dade.
Yes, we are all around in South-Dade. And I can tell you in 2024, we did fund loans in every commission district.
Okay.
So we are funding loans throughout the county. I'm going to research that number now for how many we've actually done in South-Dade.
Well, if you've done it in every commission district, that's a good way to start.
Yes.
Excitement from the commissioners?
Yes, of course. Yes.
They can't not be, I would imagine. Any construction companies? Should I start my own construction company? Can I?
Yeah, come back and see us in 2 years.
Okay.
Get it registered in SunBiz, right? The clock is ticking.
All right, people. So register in SunBiz for 2 years. Less than $5 million gross to be qualified as a small business. You as the business owner need to be in good standing as far as your credit report.
620 or higher.
No bankruptcies, no foreclosures.
No bankruptcies or foreclosures in the past 3 years. Credit score of 620 or higher. The owner must live in the Tri-County area.
Tri-County,
The business needs to be in business for 2 years, registered in Sunbiz in Miami-Dade County, less than $5 million in gross sales, and less than 50 employees or independent contractors.
Okay. If I, in the course of my loan, break the 50 employee, does that?
No, because you've already had the loan.
Okay.
You wouldn't qualify again, though, but that's great because you've grown that big.
Yeah,
right? That's the best news
I got
ever.
other stuff to do. Jennifer, you're the best.
You're the best,
I'm
Richard.
really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at Cutler Bay at the Government Center between 9 and 5.
I will be there.
Rise what?
RiseMiamiDade.com.
RiseMiamiDade.com. Small businesses, please. You owe this to yourselves. This is a for real program. We want you to grow. We want you to thrive. This is the way to do it. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you, Dade Federal Credit Union. I got it right that time. And we'll see you next week.